Hello, I'm Dr. Diane Webster. I have a short story for you today, and it's called Expensive Cookware, and it's set in Brighton, Victoria, Australia in 1980. When Alex and I moved in together to our house in Tennyson Street, Brighton in March 1980, I was very excited. We chose some lounge room furniture, washing machine and dryer, and then proceeded to choose utensils and appliances for the kitchen. We were both working as junior doctors at the time, and our budget was not enormous. Each time we'd chosen things for the house, it was always Alex that had the final say as to whether we bought them or not, even though we contributed 50-50 for everything. Alex liked to buy appliances and furniture that were not cheap, even though this was the first time in my life that I was making these sorts of decisions. I did think that was a good idea. I was only 24 years old and Alex 27. We were getting married in July that year, just a few months away. When we chose the pots and pans for the kitchen, they had to be matching and an exclusive brand that happened to be on special that day. As usual, Alex had the final say on what we purchased. When we left the store, we had spent over $500 on the pots. That was a lot of money in 1980, when our annual salaries were only $13,000 and we had started our mortgage repayments on the house. As the wedding came closer, I started to have second thoughts about the marriage. Each night, Alex would come home from work, and whereas I was feeling fine before he came in, it didn't take long for me to be feeling quite depressed after his hangdog expression preceded silence and disinterest in me or anything I had done for the day. He didn't want to talk, and he just went straight to his study, leaving me to a quiet, somewhat lonely evening at my desk, which happened to be the kitchen table. After about 3 months of this, I'm thinking, why am I marrying him? It's certainly not looking too promising at this stage, which was only around 12 months into the relationship. Then I remembered the pots. We had spent so much money on those pots. How could we split up the pots? A half set each would be of little use, and it would be difficult to get matching replacement pots. Also, I couldn't afford to lose all that money if he ended up with all the pots and I had none. So I thought, he's not so bad, and it would be an enormous hassle now to cancel the wedding. The guests are invited, the wedding dress has been purchased thanks to my dad. Yes, it's a better way to go to just go ahead and it will probably work out. The wedding was July the 4th, 1980, American Independence Day. Not that that had any significance. The divorce was early 1984, and I can't remember the date exactly. Alex retained all the pots, as we both agreed it wasn't a good idea to split up the set. As I started my newly single life in 1984, I thought, I will never forget that expensive cookware. Each time in the future, when I'm having doubts about a decision, I will remember the pots and realize it is simply ridiculous to go ahead with a decision that I am not feeling good about just because I have already spent a lot of money on that decision. Call it quits early, I say. Cut your losses and listen to your intuition. This maxim has served me well. That's all for the story. I hope you enjoyed it. And for more stories, you can find me at Dr. Diane Leslie Webster, which is my YouTube channel, and also on TikTok. Thanks for listening.